Simpson, Lady Wildcats. Number 3, Jessie Beller. Number 10, Tristany Lunsford. Number 11, Courtney Turner. Number 15, Tamia Lovin. Number 42, Oshie Baker. And on
Gilmore, the referee stands in, ball's in the air, controlled by the Lady Wildcats as Baker takes it, dishes it off to Turner, over to Lunsford, top of the circle, to the right side, and Turner. Turner looks underneath, puts it on the floor, back to the top of the circle. Lunsford goes to the left side. Back to the right side, and Turner, she looks underneath. Jessie fighting for position, gets the ball down low, spins, bounce passes out front to Lunsford. Lunsford over to Lovin on the left side, works back to the top of the circle, now to the right side, bounce pass off to Beller. Underneath to Baker, puts it up, no good. Rebound goes to Jessup. Had the right look, just couldn't get it to fall. Into front court, Rosemary Jackson backs it back out, jump shot, no good. Rebound run down by Turner, and Turner will bring it up. Crosses the timeline, looks to the left side, now to the right. Directs traffic, moves to the right side. Bounce pass to try to get it to Lovin, just off of her fingertips, out of bounds. A turnover will give it to Greenwood. Riley Hardis will inbounds it to Jackson. Rosemary will bring it up. Rosemary really the premier player on this team, I think you would say.
I would agree with that.
Tries to go in the middle, slapped away, but recovered by Turley. Underneath it goes to Jessup. She puts it up and in. Alexis Jessup gets the first basket, and Tristany will bring it up for the Lady Wildcats. Jacqueline Jackson, an 8th grader, ready to pounce on her, moves to the left side, gives it off to Lovin. Lovin brings it back to the top of the circle, to the right side to Lunsford. In for the baseline shot, got it. Tristany Lunsford.
Good job.
Riley Hardis brings it down in a hurry, puts up a 3, rolls no good. Beller clears for Franklin Simpson, looking to run, gets it off to Lunsford. Lunsford dribbling out front, bounce pass over to Beller. Beller down low to Lovin. Lovin back out to Turner. Turner dribbles to the top of the circle, bounce pass underneath to Beller. She puts it up, rolls good. Jessie had to fight her way through there. Lady Cats take a 4-2 lead with 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Rosemary Jackson to the right side to Turley. Still looking for somebody to get it to, gets it in the middle to Jackson. Jacqueline Jackson puts it up, no good. Rebound goes to Lunsford. She dribbles it off of her feet. Oh, she got knocked down. Timeout called by Greenwood. I don't know how that wasn't a 15-yard penalty for a clip. And Coach Clark is asking the same question.
Yeah, it looked like she got hit from the back along.
15 yards for clipping, but no. Assume it's going to be Greenwood's ball.
You would think.
As Riley Hardis will inbounds it. She has Rosemary Jackson in backcourt with her. 4-2, Franklin Simpson, 5:47 to go in the first quarter. Into Jackson. Beller on Jackson. Jackson comes to the right side, now dribbles to the top of the circle. Still dribbling out front, still dribbling, loses a handle on it, but regains the dribble. Comes to the left side to Hardis. Hardis to the baseline, puts a shot up, hit the bottom of the backboard, and rebounded by Jacqueline Jackson, off to Hardis. Hardis almost walked into Jessup, and a whistle and a foul. And that foul will go against Jessie Beller. I'm sorry, Oshie Baker. That is her first, team's first. Inbounds, it comes to Jessup. She spins in the lane, gives it off to Jacqueline Jackson. Out front to Hardis. Hardis in the middle to Turley. Now, how can that be a foul and that wasn't a foul?
Different guy calling it.
Yeah. And David Clark's asking the same question. Lovin picks up the foul. That is her first, team's second. Inbounds it comes to Rosemary Hardis, almost stolen, picked up by Jessup. Underneath to Rosemary Hardis, puts it up, missed the shot. Over the back, and they got that one. That'll go against Alexis Jessup. That'll be her first, team's first. Beller will inbounds, full court man-to-man pressure by the Lady Gators. Still looking. Comes in to Turner. Hardis on Turner as Turner crosses the timeline. Backs it back out at the top of the circle, looks to the right side, bounce pass over to Baker. Baker drives the lane, puts a shot up, got it. Oshie Baker, nice move to the basket.
Certainly was.
Jackson into front court in a hurry, goes to the right side now to Turley. Turley looking to get it to the top of the circle to Jacqueline Jackson, stolen by Lovin. Lovin gets bumped around and a whistle finally and a foul. Tristan is the one that went down. That goes on Rosemary Jackson. That is her first, team second. And it will be Wildcat ball into the basket. Turner inbounds to Beller. Partially blocked.
Yep.
And maybe a little foul. Rosemary Jackson into front court, into the lane. Has it blocked by the shortest player on the floor, Turner, off to Baker. Baker spins underneath the Beller, puts it up and in. Jessie Beller, nice ball movement, nice hustle by the Lady Cats. They're up 8-2. Rosemary Jackson in the front court, over to Jacqueline Jackson, top of the circle, comes to the left side to Turley. Turley holds it over her head, now tries to drive baseline. Tamia cuts her off, picks up her dribble, looking to get it out of there. Stolen, restolen by Hardis. Hardis puts up a three, got it.
3-point goal, Hardis.
She can do it all night if they leave her open. Turner will bring it up, slows it down at 3:35. Lady Cats up 8-5.
She was lucky that time to get the ball.
Left side it goes to Lunsford, back out to Turner. In the corner to Lovin, back out to Tristany. Tristany puts up her own three, got it. Lunsford with 5 points. Lady Cats lead back to 6. Rosemary Jackson moves to the right side. Still dribbling on the right side, looking things over. Hardis breaks across the lane, can't get it to her, goes to Jacqueline Jackson, comes to the left side, and Turley over to Jessup. Tries to go underneath to Rosemary Jackson. She had to walk over the back. That's going to be 2 on Rosemary Jackson.
Yes, sir.
3 on the team.
I say one thing, they're letting them play a
Yes,
little
they
bit,
are.
and that suits me okay.
2:56 to go in the first quarter, 11-5 Franklin Simpson. As Carver and Prince come into the ball game, and Hunt into the ball game for the Gators. Tristany with the basketball in backcourt. Turley waiting to pick her up as she crosses the timeline. Goes to the left side to Carver. Carver out front to Turner, top of the circle. Bounce pass over to Beller. Jessie drives the baseline, gets cut off, brings it back out to Turner. Turner just inside the arc, no good. Rebound goes to Turner. She goes up, puts it up, no good. Rebound this time goes to Jessup. Jessup off to Jacqueline Jackson. Jacqueline to the top of the circle, off to Hardis for a 3. No good. Rebound to Carver. Carver all the way down. That's a block. Oh, no. Charge and foul charge to Carver.
Foul says to Lady Wildcats number 13, Carver.
That'll be the team's third. That's Carver's first. And Rosemary Jackson will come in. Turley will get her first rest. Hardis waiting for the basketball. Has Jacqueline Jackson in backcourt. 2:20 to go in the quarter, 11-5 the score. Jackson to the left side to Hardis. Hardis to the top of the circle. A whistle and a foul on the Lady Wildcats as Hunt tries to break for the basket. That's Carver's second after coming into the ballgame just a couple of minutes ago. 4th team foul. Hunt goes to the line to shoot 2. First one misses everything.
Substitution, Lady Wildcats number 42, Beller. Also number 15, Lovin.
Baker back into the lineup and Loving back into the lineup, and Jesse and Courtney go to the bench. Ivy Hunt back for her second free throw. That one is in and out, no good. Baker with the rebound, off to Lunsford. Slapped away by Rosemary Jackson.
Long pass, you're going to be careful with those.
Baker will inbound.
One thing I thought they did over at Monroe County, Steve, is they made some passes that probably shouldn't have.
Inbounds pass comes to Lunsford. Lunsford drives, has it slapped out of bounds off the hands of Greenwood. It'll be Franklin Simpson ball in front of the Greenwood bench. Baker will inbounds for the Lady Wildcats. Comes into Lunsford. Jacqueline Jackson comes out on her. To the right side to 11. Bounce pass in the middle to Baker. Jump shot from the free throw line. No good. Hunt with the rebound for Greenwood. Off to Rosemary Jackson. Rosemary into the lane. Kicks it out to Harder. Off to Lunsford on the rebound. Tries to get it over to Baker. It's going to be an over and back. Hardest was who I was trying to get out a minute ago on that shot. It got caught up in my antibiotic, I think. Beller and Turner will return for the Lady Cats. Tristany will get her first rest, and Prince will go to the bench also. Rosemary Jackson will inbound. She's got Jacqueline in backcourt. 1:35 to go in the quarter, 11-5, Franklin Simpson. Rosemary Jackson to the top of the circle. Into the lineup is Wheeler for Greenwood. Jacqueline Jackson gets it to Wheeler in the corner. She'll bring it back out front to the free throw line, and Rosemary Jackson for two. It's no good. Run down goes off of Franklin Simpson's hands to Greenwood.
Had to grab that thing with both hands there, Bubba.
Yep. Rosemary Jackson will inbounds it. Comes in to Miller, also into the lineup, to Jacqueline Jackson out front. Comes to the left side to Rosemary. Rosemary looks underneath, puts it on the floor, backs it back out now, working against Turner. Still dribbling out front. In the middle, ball stolen by Lunsford. By Lovin. Restolen by Jessup. Restolen by Baker. Baker goes around Rosemary, puts it up, no good. And coming out with it is Wheeler, but it's stolen by Love and off to Baker. Shots up and good. Well,
how about that?
We had to take 5 steals to get it, but the Lady Cats up 13-5 with 35 seconds to go.
Good hustle.
Jackson in the front court. Goes to the right side to Jessup. Jessup out front to Jacqueline Jackson to Wheeler. In the corner to Rosemary. Back to the top of the circle and Jessup. Jessup to Rosemary Jackson in the left corner. Top of the circle to Jacqueline Jackson. 15 seconds on the clock to Rosemary. Rosemary looks at the three, passes it up, backs it back out at 10 seconds. Still dribbling out front. Going to work against Turner. Gets cut off. Tries to get in the lane again. Puts a shot up and got it. And that's going to bring the first quarter to a close. 13-7 the score. Franklin Simpson on top. We'll be back. You're listening to WFKN Sports.
Thank you again for being with us tonight. Fans, please visit Charles & Moore Insurance Agency or call 270-843-9054. Mortgage Insurance, you know us.
Second quarter begins with the Gators with the basketball as Turley will inbounds it to Jacqueline Jackson. Jacqueline moves to the right, off to Hardis, underneath to Jessup. Jessup puts it up, no good. Rebound goes to Baker. Baker gets it off to Lunsford. Tristany looking up the floor, goes to the right side, pulls it up, top of the circle to Turner. Turner underneath the Beller, wide open, puts it up and in.
Nice.
13-7. Rosemary Jackson pulls up just inside the arc, puts it up, no good. Ball's tipped around, taken by Baker. She gets it off to Lunsford. Baker didn't like that little shove. To the left side goes Lunsford. To Baker. Beller in the lane, puts a jump shot up, rolls no good. Ball's tipped around, tipped out to Turner. Baker with a nice job over the left side to Levin, in the middle to Baker. Fakes, goes up, puts a shot up, banks it in. 6 points for Baker. It's a 17-7 game. Biggest lead for the Lady Wildcats, 7 minutes in the half. To Hardis, to the left side, Jacqueline Jackson. She'll dribble to the top of the circle. Comes to the left side to Turley. Turley holds it over her head, back to Hardis at the top of the circle. Right side it goes to Jacqueline Jackson. To Turley at the top of the circle. To the right side to Jackson. To Hardis at the top of the circle. Puts up a three from there. No good. Beller with a rebound. Lady Wildcats going the other way. Off to Lunsford. Lunsford to Beller. Beller in the corner to Lovin. Lovin puts up a three. No good. Rebound to Baker. Just fought it off. Got the basket. Battled for that rebound and got the basket.
And the foul.
And Hardis commits the foul. That is Riley Hardis first. Team's fourth. Baker goes to the line for one.
12-point lead for the Lady Cats. 6:17 left in the second quarter. Playing very well right now.
Evan McCutcheon into the ball game along with Prince. Oshie toes the line, spins the basketball, left-hand shot on the way. Got it. 9 points for Oshie Baker. She scored 11 on Tuesday night. Rosemary Jackson brings it across. She and Jacqueline Jackson working in the backcourt to the right side, and Turley. Turley puts it on the floor, comes to the top of the circle, goes to Rosemary on the left side. She tries to get in the lane, gets double teamed, has to bring it back out. Nice defense by the Lady Wildcats. Looking for somewhere to go, goes to the right side and Hunt. Hunt back to Turley. Turley goes to the right side into the lane, pulls up, throws a jump shot up. It's no good. And that foul is going to go against Jessup, I believe. It is, and that is Alexis Jessup's second. That is the team's fifth. So I thought he said Hardis had been substituted for. Something, Doug Harlow and Coach having a conversation. So for the Lady Gators, it's Turley, Jackson, Jacqueline Jackson, Hardis, Hunt, as Turner looking to bring it across. Turley working against her, goes to the left side, backs it back out. Now goes right, bounce pass over to Beller. Beller to the top of the circle, and McCutcheon. McCutcheon goes right side to Levin. Levin drives baseline, pulls up, puts a shot up. It's no good. Rebound goes to Hunt. She almost walked. Got it to Rosemary Jackson. Rosemary pulls up from the baseline, puts a shot up. It's no good. Oh, that was a flop, and he got away with it. She got away with it. And the foul goes against Courtney Turner. That is her first, team's fifth. Rosemary Jackson will shoot two. First one is good. That's only her third point. 5:12 to go in the first half. 20-8 is the score. Baker back in and Lunsford back in. Turner and Prince will go to the bench for the Lady Wildcats.
That's the first point in this quarter for the...
It is. Second shot, no good. Beller clears for the Lady Cats. Off to Lunsford. Down the floor to Lovin, open for a three. No good. Battle for the rebound, and Hunt came out with it. Off to Hardis. Over to Jackson. Jackson back out front to Hardis. Tried to go underneath. Back to Jackson on the right side. Went in the middle. Stolen by Baker.
Good
Off
defense. Good defense.
Lunsford. Lunsford to Baker. Back to Lunsford. Left side to Lovin. Bounce pass over to the baseline and Beller. In the middle to Baker. Puts it up. Got it.
Goal by Baker.
From the free throw line, nice passing, nice ball work, Lady Cats.
She's equaled her output on Tuesday night with 11. Right side to Hardis. Tipped away. Jackson comes up with it. Puts it up. It's no good. Beller comes up with it this time. They're out rebounding them and out shooting them.
Sure are.
Tristany hustles it in the front court. Levin puts up a three. No good. Baker. Reason that rebound was so wide open was she gave Hunt a little push.
Yeah, it was more than a little. There were three of them under there, and she pushed all three of them out of the way.
That is her second, team 6.
She'll take a break, perhaps for the rest of the half here.
4:12 to go in the half. 22-8 the score.
She's played a good game. Lady Cats are really hustling, Steve. They're just so much better than they were this time last year, the same group.
Rosemary Hardis in the front court to the right side. I said Rosemary Hardis. It's Rosemary Jackson. Back into the lineup is Wheeler. Jessup with the basketball. Almost gets tied up by Prince. Picks up her dribble. Goes underneath. Stolen. Tipped and stolen as Turner got the tip or the deflection. And Beller came up with it off to the left side. Levin puts up another three. It's no good. Battle for the rebound, and Jessup comes up with it for Greenwood. To Rosemary Jackson in the corner to Wheeler. Wheeler picks up her dribble, gets it back out to Hardis. Lob in, and a whistle and a foul. It's no basket. The foul is on the floor. And that foul is against Tamia Lovin. That is her second, team 7th. 1-1 is what she's shooting.
Yep.
22-8 the score, 3:38 to go in the half. And got the first one. That is her third point, and as James pointed out a minute ago, that's only the second point the Gators have scored in this quarter. And we've 3:38 to go. McCutcheon back into the lineup for the Lady Wildcats, and Tamia will go to the bench. Lady Cats with 3 players with 2 fouls, Baker, Lovin, and Carver. Second free throw rolls out, no good. Prince clears off to Lunsford. Lunsford to the left side, to the right side, and Turner back to Tristany. Ooh, got bumped a little bit over to Turner. Bounce pass loose on the floor. And a whistle and a foul on the Lady Cats. And Tristany picks up that foul. That is her first, team's 8. Rosemary Jackson will go back to the line to shoot 2. She has 3 points. Make it 4 as she gets the first free throw. She's 2 for 3 from the line. Oshie Baker reports to the scorer's table. Second free throw on the way. That one is good also. Another note, all of their points in this quarter have come from the free throw line. 22-11 as Turley is back in the lineup for the Lady Gators. Triss slows things down as she walks it up. Jacqueline Jackson comes out to take her. Tristany goes to the right side. Bounce pass over to Turner. Drives baseline. Pulls up. Puts a shot up. Got it.
Goal by Turner.
Courtney Turner's first basket. Nice strong move to the basket. Rosemary Jackson out front. Right side to Turley. Turley back out front to Hardis. Hardis to Jacqueline Jackson. Over to Turley. To Wheeler to the left side. Baseline to Jacqueline Jackson, puts it up, hits the side of the backboard, off to Tristan Lunsford goes in for the layup and got it. 7 points for Lunsford, 26-11 the score. Rosemary Jackson down the floor in a hurry, pulls up, backs it back out, puts a jump shot up. It's no good. Beller gets the rebound. Off to Lunsford. Gators look tired. Baker underneath in the lane, spins, puts a shot up, no good. Rebound goes to Wheeler. She gets cut off, gives it off to Hardis. Hardis pulls up at the top of the circle, looking for somebody to get it to. Bounce passes over to Turley. In the corner to Jacqueline Jackson, to Wheeler. To Hardis at the top of the circle for three. No good. Rebound goes to Jacqueline Jackson. She gets double teamed on the baseline. Threw it away. It'll go to Franklin Simpson.
Good defense. Lady Cats are just really hustling, Steve.
They're out hustling them, they're out rebounding them, and obviously they're outscoring them at 26-11. Beller will inbounds for the Lady Wildcats. She's got Turner in back court. And into front court comes Turner, goes to the left, comes back to the right. Still dribbling out front, Turley on her. Goes to the right side, gets it to Tristany down low on the right side. Tristany tries to get in the lane, kicks it out to Turner, back to Beller. Jesse back out front to Tristany, in the corner to Turner. Down low to Lovin, back to Turner. Back out front to Lunsford. Minute 35 to go in the half. Lunsford drives in the lane from the free throw line. Put it up and rolls it in. 9 points for Tristany. She had 10 over at Monroe County. In the corner to Wheeler. Back out front to Rosemary Jackson, to Jacqueline Jackson. To the left side and Turley. Over to Hardis. To the free throw line, and Rosemary Jackson got it. You're not going to shut her out all night. 28-13 the score. Minute 5 to go in the half. Courtney directing traffic as she walks it up. A whistle and a timeout. Franklin Simpson, it'll be a 30-second timeout. 28-13 with 58 seconds left.
Correction, 30-second timeout.
Right now, and I'm thinking that maybe the coach wants to see if we get one shot off here. I don't know what he told them, but they don't seem in any big hurry, do they?
Nope. Lunsford comes into front court, comes to the right side to Turner, down low to Beller. Jesse looks underneath, comes back out to Turner at 48 seconds. Back to midcourt, and Lunsford, she dribbles to the left side, working against Turley, gets it off to Turner. Jacqueline Jackson comes out to take her, puts it on the floor. Back out front to Lunsford. Lunsford to Turner at 33 seconds. Bounce pass into Beller. Hardis on her. Hardis playing with 2 fouls. Jesse moves toward the baseline, picks up her dribble. Gets it out front to Turner at 21 seconds. Turner dribbles to the left side. Drives in, brings it back out. Goes to the left side, down low underneath, threw it away. Hardis with it, going the other way at 10 seconds. Hardis into the lane. Kicks it off to Turley, puts it up, no good. Beller with the rebound for the Lady Cats. 4 seconds. Jesse's got to get it off. Has it slapped away, ball's loose on the floor, shots up, no good. And the half comes to a close. Lady Wildcats lead at 28-13. And that last minute, Lady Cats working the ball really well, trying to get it underneath. The Bills going to wait and let the girls get started. Courtney will inbounds it. Still looking, comes in to Tristany. And stolen by Jacqueline Jackson, and she carried the ball.
Sure did.
Now, Coach Simpson, you know that's a carry, buddy. It bounced up around her shoulders.
Well, as long as she keeps her hand on top of the ball, it's all right, but she didn't do it.
Jesse Beller inbounds in front of us. Long pass in to Oshie. She runs it down. I don't like the idea of trying to throw it from midcourt to the baseline, but
no.
And it resulted in a steal.
Yep. Twice.
Slapped away by Turner as she tried to hustle it down the floor and get it to Turley. Nice hustle by Courtney. Hardis will inbounds mid-front court. Comes into Rosemary Jackson to the top of the circle and Jacqueline Jackson to the left side and Turley. Hardest comes out to the top of the circle and takes it. And stolen. And a jump ball called, and that one will go to Greenwood.
Yeah. The lady she was trying to throw it to slipped and fell.
Yeah.
Quick substitution.
Prince will come in, and Baker will go to the bench. Hardest will inbounds under her own basket. 28-13, 7:43 to go in the quarter. Hardest still looking. Comes into Jessup. Jessup back to Hardest in the corner, lobby in, tipped away by Prince, taken by Turner. Bounce pass over to Lunsford, and Lunsford is fouled by Turley. And Hustle calls that foul.
Boy, you got that right. She was moving down the floor, wasn't she, and they couldn't keep up with her.
Turley picks up her first, team's first the second half. Turner will inbounds under her own basket. Comes in deep to Lunsford. Back to Turner, just inside the arc. Got it. Courtney Turner's second basket.
Nice play, Steve.
Rosemary Jackson pulls up, puts a jump shot up. It doesn't hit anything. It'll be Franklin Simpson ball. 30-13 the score. Franklin Simpson on top. I'm sorry, James.
No, I was going to say I cannot believe that Greenwood is going to shoot like this all the time, all year. I mean, they've shot, what, half a dozen air balls.
And one of them on a free throw.
Yeah. And that's without pressure, huh?
Yep. Lunsford will bring it across. Jacqueline Jackson on her bounce pass over to Baker, back into the ball game to the top of the circle. Beller Jesse puts up a jump shot, rolls, no good. Hardest with a rebound off to Rosemary Jackson. Rosemary goes down to Turley. They're trying to pick up the pace a little bit. Hardest drives into the lane, puts a shot up. It rolls no good. Battle for it. Beller comes up, and Hardest fouls her. Hardest has picked up her third foul.
There wasn't any doubt about it. Look at
I'm sorry.
Officials kind of ducking there.
Well, Jesse got roughed up a little bit, and it will be, I'm sorry, I said that was her third. That's only her second foul. Full court pressure by, well, it comes in to Turner. I don't know what that was. We're trying to force the ball down the floor. Stolen by Rosemary Jackson. Rosemary dribbles to the right side to Hardest. Hardest lob in, tipped away. Rosemary gets it, puts it up. It's short, tipped around, tapped over to Lovin. Great job by Courtney Turner. Lovin down the far side, spins, brings it back out to Baker. She'll get it up to Lunsford. Left side to Turner. Cross courts it to Lovin. Top of the circle to Baker. She fakes, goes to the right side, spins. And a whistle, and she's called for steps.
Well, I didn't see because I had about three people between me and her.
Yeah.
So.
And the Lady Cats, the only fault they have right now is they've not made good decisions on these long passes.
Yeah, and they weren't doing that in the first half.
Yeah.
I mean, they were getting the ball down the floor without throwing it the length of the floor.
They've tried it 3 times in 2 minutes, and it hadn't worked yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Jacqueline Jackson will bring it up. Lovin on her, goes left side to Rosemary. In the corner to Jessup. Jessup out front to Hardest. Hardest will put up a 3. It's going to be short. And a battle for it, picked up by Rosemary Jackson. She got blocked by Beller, taken by Jessup. No good. Jessup comes out with it. Battle under the board to Jacqueline Jackson. Left side to Hardest. Hardest drives, pulls up, rolls no good. Ball is tipped. It'll be Franklin Simpson ball off the hands of Hardest. And into the lineup, and I just saw this, Carly Miller's in the lineup for Greenwood. Lunsford, I'm telling you, Greenwood's girls are puffing and red-faced. And
They certainly are.
Tristany in the front court working against Jacqueline Jackson, goes into the lane, all the way down, puts a shot up. Got it!
Wow, what a drive.
11 points for her. I'd take a timeout if I was Coach Simpson. Hardest with the basketball to Jacqueline Jackson to the right side and Rosemary. Hardest breaks through, puts a shot up. It's no good. A whistle and a foul on the Lady Cats.
Somebody got her on my arm. I didn't see who it was. But you're exactly right, Steve. I mean, they are not in very good physical condition, it looks to me like right now. I mean, they are panting hard.
Courtney Turner picks up the foul. That's the first foul for Courtney. Hardest gets the first free throw.
He's got 2. scoreboard's got two.
Okay. Second free throw, also good. 32-14.
That first 2 points they've scored this quarter, I believe.
It is.
Okay.
Turner in the front court. Hardest comes out on her. Turner goes to the right side. Bounce pass over to Lovin. Tries to go underneath to Turner. Gets it back out to Beller. Beller wide open. Banks it home.
Wow. Good movement. Good movement.
8 points for her. 34-15. Jackson in the front court. In the corner to Jessup. Jessup out front to Jacqueline Jackson. McCutcheon into the ball game for the Lady Wildcats to Rosemary Jackson in the corner to Jessup. She drives baseline, gets cut off, spins, almost has the ball stolen, gets it to Hardest. Hardest into the lane and threw it away. A whistle and a foul. I thought she threw it away, but foul first. Jessie Beller picks up the foul. That is her first, team second. Turley into the lineup, and Jessup goes to the bench. Hardest will inbounds it. Comes into Rosemary Jackson. Jackson out front to Miller. Miller back to Hardest. Hardest started to go with a three. Turner caught her. Shot goes up.
And in.
And Beller just picked up her second. Team's third. Rosemary gets the basket. That is her 9th point. She'll go to the line for one. Beller and Lovin will get a rest. Jesse picking up 2 quick fouls there. 34-17. And got the basket, got the free throw. Prince into the lineup, gets it over to Turner. Turner working against Hardest. Hardest riding her as she came down the floor to McCutcheon. Slapped away, taken back by Turner. Tried to force it and threw it away again. Making passes that we did, as you said, we did not make those kind of passes. They're trying to force too much where they were letting the game come to them. They're trying to take the game now. Jackson with the basketball off to Hardest. Hardest back to Jacqueline Jackson and threw it away. Be the Lady Cats basketball off the turnover.
A good defense.
Lovin back into the lineup, and Turner will go to the bench. Baker will inbounds it. Comes into Lunsford. Christian just blew by Jacqueline. Bounce pass over to McCutcheon. She puts it up. It's no good. Baker gets the rebound, puts it up, makes it in. I tell you what, that floor is not for the faint of heart tonight.
You got that right.
Into Hardest, over to Jacqueline Jackson. 36-18 the score, 3:35 to go in the third quarter to Rosemary Jackson. To Hardest. Hardest looks at a three, goes to the left side to Rosemary. She gets cut off.
Oh, you're too far
was all the way out front. It was right in front of the official on the baseline. And Prince picks up the foul.
That's not the way you do it.
That's the worst call of the night.
Yep, ain't no doubt about
Jackson gets the free throw.
You know, you can't take a call away from your fellow official.
36-20. Lovin with the basketball. Gets it over to Lunsford. Lunsford just blows by everybody all the way down, pulls up, puts a jump shot up. No good. It'll go to Greenwood. Jessup back in, Turner back in, McCutcheon will go to the bench, and Jacqueline Jackson will go to the bench.
Couple of good minutes by McCutcheon there.
Yep.
16-point lead for the Lady Cats and a timeout. A full timeout, I believe, by the Wildcats.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you can make a donation to the Northeast Children's Hospital. All donations will be accepted at the home side gate. $1 donation have to get into the drawing for the shootout at halftime.
The girls' game is.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Rosemary Jackson will bring it up for the Lady Gators. 3:10 to go in the third quarter. To the top of the circle, to the right side to Hardis. Hardis looked at the three, drives into the lane. Kicks it off, stolen by Lunsford. Tristany all the way down. Ball's loose on the floor. She rolled. She walked. Hardis with the basketball into front court. Goes in. A whistle and a foul on Franklin Simpson.
Foul says to the Wildcats number 15, Levin.
Well, we can't. I'll save that comment for later.
Inbounds, it comes in deep to Turley. 36-20, 2:45 to go in the third quarter. Left side, it goes to Jessup. Jessup bounce pass in the middle. A jump ball is called. That'll be to Franklin Simpson as they collapsed on Rosemary Jackson.
That was a correct call.
Beller back into the lineup now.
Got a couple of minutes good rest there on the bench. Actually, about 3.
Yeah, it's Prince, Lunsford, Beller, Turner, and Baker. Man-to-man full court pressure. Jesse will swap with Prince to take it out. Miller playing safety back here in the backcourt. Comes in to Prince, off to Tristany. Tristany gets it into front court.
That's
out front to Turner. Jessup comes out on her.
No rush. We got the lead.
No, puts a count on right now. Goes and a whistle and a foul on Jessup. That'll be her third. Team's second of the half. Turley back into the lineup as Miller will go to the bench. Baker will inbounds in front of the Franklin Simpson bench. Lob into Baker. Puts it up. Banks it in. 15 points for O.C. Baker.
That's right. Lead back to 18.
Jacqueline Jackson with the basketball. Hardis left open for a three. No good. Rebound to Baker. Off to Lunsford. Lunsford dribbles between 3 players, and she's fouled by Turley. Second foul on Turley. I'll tell you what my strategy would be here. Give Lunsford the basketball and let her weave in and out. Somebody's going to foul her because nobody can catch her.
That's exactly right. 4th team foul on Greenwood.
And Levin is back in, and Prince is out. Into to Beller, and a jump ball is called as Jessie knows exactly what she did. She brought the ball down, and she knows it.
Yeah.
That's all right. She's entitled to that mistake.
You got that right.
Don't do it again. Rosemary Jackson to the top of the circle. Dribbles to the right, to the left, into the lane. Puts a shot up, gets her own rebound, puts it up, rolls good.
Yeah, we got beat up on a little bit there under the basket because she comes out holding her mouth and another one holding her head.
38-22, a minute 42. Why is the clock running? And it will be Franklin Simpson basketball. They can run the end line. It's Baker, Lovin, Lunsford, Beller, and Turner. The starters are on the floor. Tristany with the basketball. Lobs it down to Lovin. Back over to Turner. That's a nice pass.
Sure was.
To Tristany to Turner. Minute and a half to go in the third quarter. Goes to the left side. Picks up her dribble over to Tristany. Tristany has to run it down. Bounce pass over to Baker. Back to Turner. Up. Threw it away.
Yep.
Taken by Jessup off to Jackson. Jackson all the way in. Puts it up. No good. Jump ball. That one will go to Franklin Simpson. Baker is fighting like crazy under that basket.
You got it right.
Substitution, Lady Gate for Lady Wildcats, number 33, Prince.
Prince comes in. Lovin will go to the bench. Minute 8 to go into Lunsford. Lunsford off to Turner. Turner into front court. That had to be a foul.
And
Jackson has picked up her third.
yep.
Team's fifth.
Foul, Simpson, Lady Gators in 12.
Franklin Simpson ball with 1:03 to go. Beller will inbounds in 38-22. Comes into backcourt to Lunsford. Back to Jesse. Back to Tristany. Tristany dribbles to the right side, gets separation, comes back left, goes back right. Screen set by Prince. Over to Baker. Baker's jump shot, no good. Rebound goes to Rosemary Jackson. Jackson all the way down, pulls up, jump shots up, got it.
Ball by Jackson.
38-24. 36 seconds. Pass down to Baker. Over to Turner on the far side. Out front to Turner. I'm sorry, to Lunsford, and coach tells him one shot. Jacqueline Jackson back into the lineup. Off to Baker. Beller. Beller has it taken away from her by Rosemary Jackson. All the way down. Puts a shot up. Rolls good.
Ball by Jackson.
Over to Turner. Turner down the far side. Backs it back out to Lunsford. 4 seconds left. Puts a shot up. Oh! Almost banked it in. Almost banked it in. 38-26 as we break after the third quarter. The Lady Cats on top. You're listening to WFKN Sports.
They're going to let them get back in this game.
Once again, folks, tonight the Orr Club is hosting a halftime shootout benefiting the North Children's Hospital. You can make a donation to the North Children's Hospital, $1. Have your name put in the hat for the drawing for the halftime shootout. Winner of the halftime shootout will receive a $20 Chick-fil-A gift card. Please make all donations at the home side gate.
Sunday.
Kick him out and make room for you. How's that?
Hardest will inbounds in front of us. She's got Rosemary Jackson in backcourt. 12-point lead for the Lady Wildcats to Hardest. Hardest over to Jacqueline Jackson in the left corner to Rosemary Jackson. She'll put up one just inside the arc. It was no good. Frankie Williams had a three up, and she was a foot inside the arc. Left side to Turner. Turner puts it on the floor, comes to the left side, dribbles in, brings it back out to Lunsford. Bounce pass in the middle to Baker. She spins, kicks it over to Lovin, over to Turner. In the middle to Baker, fakes, and a whistle and a foul.
And see, that's what they need to be doing now. They can work the ball, and I guess that'll be the 16th foul, so the next one puts them in the bonus, but
It's Jessup's fourth.
yep. And she'll come out of the ball game.
Miller goes back into the ball game. Jesse put it in under her own basket. Comes into Baker. To Tristany. Bounce pass to Baker. Beller. And a jump ball, and that one will stay with Franklin Simpson. And again, just maybe a good idea, but not the best pass, or maybe a bad idea.
Yep.
Lady Cats have got to get back into their ball game. Turner with the basketball underneath her own basket. Comes into Lunsford. Lunsford brings it back out to Lovin, top of the circle. She comes to the left side to Turner. Turner puts it on the floor, backs it back out. Hardest on her. Still dribbling out front. Bounce pass over to Beller. Jesse looks underneath. Bounce pass top of the circle to Turner. Turner to the left side and Lovin. Lovin over to Lunsford at the top of the circle. Underneath to Baker. Baker fakes, goes into the lane, kicks it out to Jesse. Beller backs it back out. 6:45 to go.
That's what they need to do.
Jesse into the lane, pulls up, banks it in. That's exactly what they need to do. And I got a feeling that's what the coach is telling them to do.
Yeah, well, that's how they got the big lead.
Ball's tipped away, taken. Miller steps on the end line. It'll be Franklin Simpson ball. 40-26, 6:30 to go in the game. And let's see, Wheeler back into the lineup, and Coach Simpson has pulled them out of their full court, James. He sees what we see. They are tired.
Yep. Well, and they're in foul trouble a little bit, too.
Tristany looks the floor over. She walks it up, still in back court. Now she gets in front court, comes to the right side. Off to Beller. Jesse moves to the right, backs it back out. Still dribbling out front. A whistle
Foul.
on Wheeler, I think.
Foul says to Lady Gators in 4, Wheeler.
That is Wheeler's first, team 7th.
Shooting the bonus there.
And the Lady Cats, let's see, Turner will go to the line.
Well, need to hit her free throws now because they're going to be putting a lot of pressure on us. And
James, the Lady Wildcats have only shot one free throw to this point in the ball game. McCutcheon into the lineup. Triss will get a minute's blow, and so will Beller as Prince came back in the lineup. Turner for the bonus. Got the first one. 5 points for Courtney. 41-26 a score.
so much concentration by our Lady Cats tonight.
Second free throw in the air. That one's no good. Run down by Hardis. Off to Rosemary Jackson into the lane. Whistle and a foul out on the floor, I believe, against the Lady Cats.
Yep.
Foul says to Lady Wildcats number 33, Prince.
Tiaja Prince picks up her second, team 6. And Rosemary Jackson laid first one no good, short.
Substitution, Lady Wildcats number 10, Lunsford, also number 3.
Beller and Lunsford back in after what, maybe a minute, James, rest?
Yep. Maybe the last break that Jesse gets, depending on how the ball game goes here at the 6-minute mark.
Baker on the bench right now. Second free throw. That one also no good. Hardis with the rebound, puts it up no good, and a whistle and a foul.
Didn't block out. Coach Clark looks.
Who did he call that? 34.
3. I put it up wrong on that.
Hardis, first one is good.
I don't know. That's one that won't get counted, isn't it?
I guess it was Prince.
Yeah, it was.
Hardis gets both of them. Prince picks up her third, and both teams now in the bonus. Tristany working against Wheeler. Goes to the right side. Oh, she can dribble around Wheeler all night. Still dribbling out front. Backs it back to the midcourt.
Coach is telling Wheeler to come out and get her, and she can't.
Still dribbling out front. Bounce pass over to Prince. And, knocked her down, and Wheeler got the ball to Jacqueline Jackson over to Hardis. In the corner to Turley for 3.
Wow.
No good. Jackson to Wheeler to Hardis. In the corner for 3. Good. And a timeout. And Coach Clark is not happy with his Lady Wildcats as they have closed that lead to 10. It's a
I will say that.
Yeah, I doubt that they've only committed that many fouls. Turner with the basketball, full court pressure again. Courtney passed, there's a, tried to put an arm bar on her. That's only Jacqueline Jackson's first foul.
Well, as I said earlier, we got to hit these free throws. Can't let them get back in the game by fouling us and us missing the free throws.
Levin back in. McCutcheon will go to the bench. Courtney. Shots up. Got it. She's 2 for 3. I'm sorry. Hopefully she'll be 3 for 4. 42-31. 5:12 to go in the game. Second free throw. Got that one too. Rosemary Jackson pushes it up the floor. Moves to the left side. Over to Jacqueline. Jacqueline comes to the top of the circle. Goes to the right side to Wheeler. Wheeler brings it back to the top of the circle to Hardis. Hardis looks at a 3. Goes to the left side and Jacqueline Jackson. She spins into the lane. Has the ball knocked away. And good hustle by Tristany, and Wheeler gets a little feisty. It'll be Greenwood basketball. Hardis will inbounds it.
Yeah.
Looking, comes in to Rosemary, out to Turley. Back to Hardis. Hardis puts up a 3. No. And Shirley and over the back.
Yep.
Has
12.
That's Rosemary's 4th. Team's 9th. Oshie Baker goes to the line for 1 in the bonus, and the next one will be the double bonus. 4:45 to go, 43-31. Oshie's shot is good. 44-31. Rosemary Jackson stays on the floor with 4 fouls. Oshie, second free throw, good at 2. Lead back to 14. Jacqueline Jackson gets it in the front court to Rosemary. Rosemary spins, kicks it back out to Hardis. Hardis drives in the lane, kicks it out to Wheeler. Wheeler puts up a 3. No good. Ball's tipped around. Wheeler gets the rebound, puts it up. No good. Beller goes high to come down with it. Off to Lunsford. Over to Levin. And it goes off the hands of Rosemary Jackson. It will stay with the Lady Wildcats. Again, trying to force too much.
Yeah.
Ball game, and the clock is in their favor. They need to be calm about this.
Yeah, the pass under the basket there probably shouldn't have been made, but came out all right.
Into Baker, and no, Hardis is called for the foul.
Yep. I think Coach Clark would just soon have let that one go.
No, he called it on. He called it on Rosemary Jackson. That's her 5th, and the team's 10th.
Yep. Double bonus now.
Yeah. I thought Hardis was the one that fouled her, to be honest with you. I mean, that suits me just as well.
Well, Coach wasn't fussing much, so.
Baker at the line shooting 2. She just hit 2. Got it. 46-31. Pushed the lead back to 15.
Yeah, that scored them 5-0 since that timeout.
Shots up. Got that one. Since you said we had to hit free throws, we've hit 6 in a row.
Well, good for me.
Yes. Turley into front court to Jackson. Jackson in the corner to Wheeler. Wheeler brings it back out to Hardis at the top of the circle. In the middle to Jessup. Jessup drives, gets cut off, spins, puts it up, a whistle and a foul.
Well, if we just stand there with our hands up, we're okay, but we had to swat at the ball. I agree with that call, unfortunately.
That's Jesse's third. Jessup gets the first free throw.
4 minutes, 5 seconds left in the game. Lady Cats up 47-32.
Second free throw is going to be short. Rebound goes to Baker, off to Turner. From now on, when I say Jackson, it's Jacqueline Jackson because Rosemary is fouled out of the ball game. Turner drives into the lane, picks it up, gets it over to Jesse. Beller brings it back out front, gives it to Tristany. Tristany goes baseline, pulls up, jump shots up, got it.
Wow.
13 for her. 49-32, 17-point lead for the Lady Cats. Hardis to Wheeler at the top of the circle to the left side, and Jackson down low to Turley. Turley puts up a three. It misses everything but the backboard, and Turner comes up with it, and Turner's going to walk it up.
Why not?
Absolutely. That's what I want them to do. To the right side, gets separation. Bounce pass over to Lovin on the baseline. Lovin to bring it back out front, picks up her dribble, lobs it into Beller. Beller spins, jump shot, got it. 12 for Beller. 3 coming up on 3 minutes, 51-32, Franklin Simpson. Jackson to Turley. Jessup wants the ball in the middle, can't get it to her, to Jackson. To Hardis at the top of the circle. She spins, puts up a 3. It's short. Goes off the hand. Oh, okay. Goes off the hands of the Lady Cats. 2:49 to go. There's one worn out chick.
Yeah.
Jackson drives the baseline, puts it up and in.
Well, she got right in the middle of that zone. Everybody just watched her dribble up, and Coach Clark is unhappy about that.
I'm unhappy with him. It's a full timeout to Greenwood. 51. Gotten back into our game, and we've increased the lead again.
Yes, sir, you're correct. 2:44 is all that's left in this one.
Beller with the basketball comes into Turner. Full court pressure by the Lady Gators. Ball is stolen as Hunt brings it down, gives it off to Hardis. Hardis' jump shot is short. Battle for the rebound, comes out to the Baker. Baker to Lunsford. Lunsford brings it into front court. We're going to get to see that Wheeler-Lunsford thing. That's
wow.
That could have been an intentional foul, honestly.
Certainly should. Probably should have been.
Second foul on Wheeler. Triss will go to the line to shoot 2.
Threw an elbow at her.
Tristany's first time to the line. Got it. 52-34.
Well, Jessie knows she's having a little fun down under the other basket.
53-34 as she gets both of them. 19-point lead. Turley brings it into front court for the Lady Gators. Off to the left side to Hardis. Hardis to Jackson. Jackson down low to Hunt on the baseline. Good defense. Hunt looking for somewhere to go. Tries to drive the baseline. Gets cut off. Has the ball slapped away. Nope, she just threw it away. It'll be Franklin Simpson ball. And Coach Simpson sends Skylar Anderson and Miller back into the ball game. Anderson for her first action. Beller will inbounds.
Well, they got 6. Now they got 5.
Beller inbounds to Lunsford, and Coach Simpson pulls off full court pressure, and Tristan, he says, that's okay, I'll walk it up. Turley waits for it midcourt. Tristany dribbles to the right side, gives it off to Lovin. Lovin brings it out front to Beller. Jesse puts it on the floor, gives it back to Tristany. Tristany comes to the top of the circle, over to Turner. Back out front to Tristany, 145. Back to Turner. Turner drives in, kicks it out to Lovin. Lovin to Beller at the top of the circle, back to Lunsford. Lunsford puts it on the floor, backs it back out, dribbles to the right side, backs it back out again at a minute and a half. Lovin back to out front to Tristany. Tristany dribbles this way, now goes back to the right. Just toying now with Turley. Off to Turner. Wheeler comes out. Wheeler grabs and slaps.
Yep.
And throws an elbow occasionally. Left side it goes to Lunsford. Coming up on a minute. Back out to Turner. A whistle.
Well, they've been trying to foul her, and they couldn't get to Tristany to foul her.
Anderson with the foul. And Turner goes back to the free throw line. 4-2.
4 new Lady Cats set to check in.
Turner's first free throw, up and good.
20-point lead for the Lady Cats, and they've made their goal of 50 points for the ball game with still a minute to play.
Trout into the ball game, McCutcheon into the ball game, Coates into the game, and Partinger. Meanwhile, back at the line, Turner can give us a 21-point lead. It's up. No good. Rebound to Wheeler. Wheeler pushes it down the floor. Lady Cats catch up to her, brings it back out to the top of the circle, goes to the left side to Anderson. In the corner to Withers. Slapped away by Coates, picked up by Wheeler. To Miller. In the corner to Withers. She puts it up, no good. Turner gets the rebound. Turner into front court, 30 seconds left. Lady Wildcats are going to pick up a big win over the Lady Gators tonight. Been a long time since the Lady Cats beat the Lady Gators with this many. Wheeler is going to pick up the foul. That is her third coming off the bench. And McCutcheon will go to the line for the double bonus. Got the first one.
All right. Carried that into the bank.
Before that last miss, they had hit 9 in a row. Prince into the lineup. Second free throw. That one bounces, no good. Rebound went to Prince, and she put it up, no good. Into front court come the Lady Gators, into the lane, has the whistle and a foul.
Yeah, 9 seconds left. That they let them play a little ball instead of.
Megan Withers is going to go to the line. She will shoot 2. 55-34. Got the first one. Second free throw, no good. Rebound goes to Prince. Prince dribbles out of it. 5 seconds left. Prince into front court. She says, I'm a guard. I'll dribble. Puts a shot up. Almost went in. Ball game's over. Lady Cats win it 55-35. What a ball game by our Lady Cats. And we'll be back with the wrap-up after these messages. You're listening to WFKN Sports.
All right, how many do you want?
Play me 4, please.
All right.
Once again, folks, you can